G'day everybody, welcome back to Sprouts Tarot. So I hope everybody had a lovely June or is continuing to have a lovely June and is looking forward to what lies ahead in July 2025. So I am very excited as usual. So I've got 3 choices for you today. 1, 2 and 3. And as per usual, just go by your intuition, whichever pile speaks to you the most. Just click on the timestamps in the section down below and I'll see you over the other side. Welcome back, Group 1. So for July, for you, if you picked this group, it's going to be a hard-hitting one. First of all, the rune that came with it is the Uruz rune. This is like a very strong, potent, masculine energy. So from this rune alone, either this month, there's going to be a very strong male influence in your life. If it is not a person directly, then there's going to be quite a big change in yourself. And this is a very virile, very proactive kind of energy that is pushing forth. Now, this card that basically grounds the energy is a very hard-hitting one because it's the discovery of your life purpose. If you're hitting this particular point, maybe you've already started noticing some changes within yourself for the past few weeks or the past few months. And you're looking for that spark or that sign that tells you, okay, you need to change something. And I think this is why this rune energy complements this particular theme very well. Maybe there has always been this small inner voice telling you to do something. And as we grow, we usually listen to people around us, and also these days, social media and media in general. And this basically shapes our opinion. And what it looks like is this month, this inner voice is going to come out and speak with great clarity because it's time to maybe push on ahead to your maybe bigger life purpose, at least for this stage in our life. I'm someone who actually doesn't believe that we have one life purpose. We have continuous small callings, and when the final chapter in our book really is written, that's when we know what that grand plan was. But until we hit that point, we really don't know. But we do have milestone life purposes, and I believe this month you're hitting that. Now, the archetypal energy here is the mentor. So we all know what a mentor is. Either someone is going to play a very pivotal role in your life in order to get you to move this direction, or maybe if you are a teacher, then in the course of teaching or in the course of instructing, facilitating, whichever method you choose to use, you're going to hit an epiphany yourself in regarding your own life situation. So the energy of reciprocation in either learning or teaching is going to ground this month in a very big way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get tarot to actually tell us what the story for this month is. Okay, so first of all, we're going to get a significator. Okay, so please give me a significator for Group 1 for the month of July. So what lies ahead for Group 1? A significator, please. Okay, what is Group 1's significator? Significator for Group 1, please. Okay. 7 of Swords. Okay. Now, it was reversed, but let's put it in the pile first. Let's see, where is it going to hit? 7 of Swords, where's it going to hit? Okay, which area? The reverse 7 of Swords. Okay. 7 of Swords, which area? Okay, Seven of Swords. Oh, okay, here we go. Now, what we're going to do is focus purely here. Okay, Seven of Swords, what we're going to do here. Okay, can we see that? Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to look specifically and also, wait, this was in reverse, it came out reversed. Okay. Okay, so what's the story for this month? What's the story for July, please? What's the story for July? What's going on in July, please? Oops, okay. Can we see that? Beautiful. It's still... Okay. Okay. Now this, okay, what we have here is actually very good energy for the month of July ahead. Now, this particular deck really doesn't do reversals, but I keep this energy just to highlight a particular point. At the beginning of this month, a truth has to come out of some sort. So either something that you've told yourself or others have told you that maybe no longer fits a situation has to come out and be dealt with. The fact that this card came out in reverse means it's not going to happen at the beginning of the month. So maybe it'll take maybe mid-month or the end of the month for this particular truth to really come out, or this particular factor. But what this card pretty much tells you is that this cloak and this mask that is being worn and the actions that are currently being taken to deal with this particular situation needs to end. And when the truth comes out, this will end. Okay, so that's a really, really good thing. Now, what we have is basically this life purpose has already begun. And I'll need to get a message because we've got page here, but I'll get that towards the end. This new opportunity that has begun is basically a gift from the divine, from luck, from whatever you would like to call, like maybe serendipity even. It seems as though it is a gift of some sort that you had this opportunity or something came along your path and you took it. So basically what you can see here, there are like flowers blooming and strawberries, huge strawberries in this garden patch that this page has just come across. So you realize that you have been given a good opportunity. This is something that you already know and you've taken this opportunity. Now, the feeling of this is you are working very hard. So you have put a lot of like emotional commitment and you are very faithful to this particular project that you are undertaking. So because this significator happened in the area of mainly finances, career or family, so it is within this realm that you're going to see this particular energy manifest. So you are working very hard and you're also very proud of what you have achieved so far because you can see the results, like the change that you have made. While it's not kind of like the end or the final report card that gets issued, if there is such a thing, in life, you are nonetheless seeing results already. So this is giving you motivation to continue the good work. And so, like I was saying before, maybe this life process, you've already begun this shift, this calling. And now you are beginning to see the results in July especially. And there are still many things that you do have to deal with, because if you notice, these two cards are both sevens. So sevens in numerology means that you got to tweak the plan somewhat. Okay, so here, once again, it's not an easy thing that you're going to have to deal with. So July is going to bring some challenges, but you can see between each pole where there is security and safety, besides plunging into the waters, this person has the agility to make this transition. So it doesn't matter what's coming up in July for you. It's not going to really have any major impact on you, in the sense that it's not going to be something that you can't handle. It's something definitely that you can do, like you can respond in the correct manner. What is following you from the month of June, which is a really, really positive energy, is the fact that you have already begun this transition and you are working diligently. You are in the stage where right now you are building upon what you have started either in June or even May. So basically, this is just part of the overall strategy. So basically, the blueprint, the architectural blueprint is already in place, and you're basically working towards it. So this is the energy that's like basically continuing in July. So it's not like a brand new start. And so what's going to happen July and on towards August is that it's going to continue to flourish, because this is just the card of growth. So over here, what it looks like is the advice that maybe you took from somebody, or even the advice that you usually give out that makes a lot of sense, you're finally taking and you're using, and it's bringing the results that you seek. And this particular energy is going to continue because Uruz is a very, very strong, proactive, out there, masculine energy. So this particular force is going to continue to take you in this thing that you are doing, especially in connection to your maybe career and finances. It's a definite steady growth. So it's very, very positive. And the only thing here is that this unknown factor, in which maybe things are not so clear, that haven't been addressed, will be addressed in the month of July. And it will be a time in which you can be more revealing and truthful, or the situation will reveal itself, and anything that cloaks it currently that causes confusion is going to be unveiled. Because normally this card upright is not positive, but because it came out reverse, it means this is ending. So any deceptions or illusions or things that were unclear are going to be cleared away. Okay, so like I said before, we are going to get a message from the page because she appeared. Okay, so what am I going to get? Oh, let's get this. Some advice. So, dear Page of Pentacles, what do you have to tell Group 1? It seems as though it's, you guys are flying in July. The life purpose is grounded, and yeah, things are growing. Good on you. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Okay, dear Page of Pentacles, what advice do you have for Group 1? What would you like Group 1 to know? Ooh, let's see. Okay, I can't make this stuff up. So, you're being asked to stop dimming your own light, period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Ta-da! Okay, so yeah, this month, July, you're going to smash this one. Seriously, this is like a home run thing, and the energy is continuing. So you've got more positive news to look forward to, like July and beyond, because this Empress card is just wonderful. Every time you get the Empress, it means whatever you've planted is going to grow. What's at the bottom of the deck? A full brand new start. Okay, this is a new chapter in your life. Seriously. Yeah, this is basically the new you. Whatever was, keeping you bogged down before is going to be resolved. You're going to basically ace this month, and it's going to continue, because this month is basically the start of a new chapter, new you, basically. So yeah, I've got nothing more to say. It's a great month ahead. So as always, thanks for allowing me to read for you. And yeah, I don't even need to wish you good luck. You've already got it. Okay, I look forward to seeing you again. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. So if you pick this pile, July is going to reveal some truths. But it's the kind of truth that maybe you already were beginning to realize or come across, because underlying this is the energy of the bridge. So as we all know, bridges join from one destination to the other. So it is the movement of evolution. But as you can see, this particular illustration, this truth is basically mirrored, which means that it can be one of self-discovery, in which you find things out by yourself, or this particular truth is actually reflected back to you by somebody else's actions. So sometimes, you know how we kind of do projections on others, those shadow aspects of the self that we don't actually want to face. So when we see it in the other person, we hold disdain towards that person, believing that characteristic to be so anathema to who we are. So this month could bring about a reflection via another person externally to show you something about yourself. But this rune here, the diag, is extremely positive. So there's no basically negative readings with that. So this is a period of prosperity, growth, increase, abundance. And this can also mean spiritual growth as well. So it is an increase of some sort. So knowledge or personal truth, all those good meanings are associated with this rune. So it looks like, just on the surface, without looking at the tarot card, it looks like it's kind of like a spiritual journey this month. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at, consult the tarot and find out exactly what's hitting in the month of July for you in terms of this truth. And it might have a connection with group 1 as well. So before actually getting the tarot reading, I'm not going to say 100%, but just on the feeling, the energies of these cards, it seems as though group 1 has a sort of connection to this. Okay, so please let me know the significator of group 2. So where is it going to hit this month? Oh, that was fast. Where's truth going to be revealed? Oh, 10 of Pentacles. This is very good energy. Wow. Very good energy. This is absolute control. Okay, but let's see what's going to hit. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Let's see in which area. Where is the King of Pentacles going to hit? King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Yep, so let's move all this away. Okay, so this is definitely hitting in a part where there was confusion in the past. So conflicts, maybe your social status, the way that you project yourself in the world. So it's going to involve that, but let's see. What's the energy for July? What are we bridging? What truth is coming through for group 2? What's coming for group 2? Oops, there we go. Oh, very nice. Matchy, matchy. Okay. Okay, and I'll need to get a message because there could be some changes coming through. Can we see? Yes, we can. Okay. Wow. So whatever conflicts that you had, whatever kind of confusion that you had in the past, July is going to bring forth not only clarity, but control over the issue. Because the main crux of this energy here is the King of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles always mean a real life, something tangible. So it's not just in the emotional or spiritual realm. Okay, so your head is definitely going to be cleared on a particular issue that has an outward, like real life material effect. So once you clear this particular issue, maybe you can increase your money, or maybe you can get more responsibility in your particular project, or you get a promotion of some sort, you know, like an incentive of some sort to do something. But it's a very real effect once you resolve this inner problem or inner confusion that you have. Now, you will feel very good in July, actually, because there's very good confidence in yourself, in your own abilities to especially have a goal, a set goal, and actually realize it and touch it and grab it and pass that threshold in which you personally feel is or registers as success, because she's sitting very comfortably and there is growth around her. So everything is materializing. But you can also see that these two strawberries seem to be the results of her manifestation. Like this big strawberry is organic growth from what she has planted in before. But if you take a look at these two flying strawberries, these are the results of her manifestation. So this ruin is going to be very powerful this for the month of July. The increase is definitely going to be very, very real. But the feeling that you have is one that there is a lot of responsibility with this growth. And this is something that you are going to maybe have to reconcile as well. There is a feeling that you do have to put a little bit of elbow grease, blood, sweat and tears into this project, even though you know things are definitely growing and flourishing. So the feelings and the results, one is good, like the results are very good, but the feeling is this goodness only comes after having or being responsible, taking like autonomy and controlling the situation or the project, and especially the way that your mind perceives this particular project or this goal that you have. There is another opportunity, or this is that new opportunity that has just opened up. This energy really mirrors group 1, by the way. The door has either just been unlocked, in which you are already in the midst of passing through, or there's going to be a new door that will be unlocked in the month of July. Now let me see, can I get some maybe clarification for this, because I want to know, is this an existing opportunity or is this a brand new one? Because usually it is a brand new opportunity, but simply because of the way this is structured. I'm wondering, is this the realization that there's another facet of this project that you are doing, that the door has opened, or is it because there genuinely is another opportunity that springboards from the existing one? Okay, please clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please. Okay, that's the inner journey. Can we get another image here? Okay, yeah. This just mirrors. Yep, control. There we go. So there's the control aspect is very strong this month, or the month of July. Okay, this new opportunity is not so much brand new opportunity. This is unlocking the facet from this existing project. This is that truth that is being revealed. Now, this Ace of Pentacles, it does look rather mysterious, because while the door is open and you can get a glimpse of what is over the other side, but there's a whole new journey that we don't know, a whole new pathway that is yet unexplored. And this is where this change and the shamanic experience is going to come through. It is during this particular phase that this bridging and the truth is going to come out. Something is going to be revealed to you to unlock a certain pathway, or the way that you currently perceive reality, in order to take control. So the underlying energy here is a change in mentality, the way that you perceive things, which results in a very big change in your real life situation. And let me get, because we've got the Eight of Wands here, let me get a message first, because there is a message that is coming through. And this message, once again, is something which stems from what you have already been doing. There is going to be a new development of some sort coming through. Let me see what that is. Okay, slow down. Can we see this? Slow down. Life isn't a race, nor is it a competition. You need to slow down. Doing so doesn't make you weak or less than. It makes you strong, wise, and much better able to navigate life with clarity and ease. Okay, that's wonderful. This process is going to take a while. And this particular change has already, it's a follow-through energy from a previous month or previous months. But maybe your life has been too hectic in order to register the need for this particular change. And this month, it is advising you that there will be a fundamental core shift in the way that you see the world, and that's going to take time. So maybe for most of this month, you're going to have an inward journey. So this bridging is an internal thing, like an internal thing. Outwardly, it will manifest as a real result. But the most important fact of this month is actually this internal journey that you are going to basically undertake. And the main energy here is to get you to take control. It is taking control, because if you take a look at this card here, what this guy is doing is incredibly difficult. Taking the bulls by its horns and just going with it. And it's very difficult to control the bull or the direction of where the bull's going to go. But you can control the way that your body would align with the energy or the dynamic flow of this situation. And once again, you get all these strawberries manifesting from this sheer energy that is being like thought of and then manifested in real life by this person who's taken control. what is going to be in the near future, so beyond July, is being able to look at your fears squarely in the eyes and not let it intimidate you. Now, this card is just wicked cool. I actually really love this card because usually our nightmares, we perceive something to be larger than life and hence we fear it. But if you take a look at this cool little guy here, he's got his shades on, and even though these like teeth from this swan, which is kind of rare, looks quite menacing, he's just not fazed. There's just nothing that basically would make him back off. He's just taken a stance, and look, he's shoeless too. So there's no protection. He's grounded by himself. He doesn't need anything to protect him because he has inner security. And so this month's experience is going to allow you to have this inner reserve, this inner strength that's going to carry you forth. So even though there is outward changes, but the biggest lesson this month is this inner journey that you are going to take. And so like I said right in the beginning, I don't know whether this is something that you're going to draw a natural conclusion on by simply maybe just doing research yourself or coming to certain conclusions based on epiphanies and serendipitous experiences. I don't know. But it could also be somebody who reflects this particular maybe shadow or this confusion that you have in your mind, and then you can see it very clearly because you can see it played out. But yeah, it's definitely a very spiritual inner journey month for July. Okay, so let me see. Can I get some advice? Let me see. Can I get advice for group 2? I love inner work, actually. I love doing shadow work on myself, and yeah, so it's great fun. Okay, so what advice can we give group 2, dear Masashi? What advice? Oh, beautiful. See, yep. Masashi said, step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road. Act now, don't miss the boat. In the internet age, with so much information available at the touch of a few keys, it is easy to suffer from analysis paralysis and delay acting until you are 100% sure of yourself. Great, but someone else might get there first. As Mark Twain said, the secret to getting ahead is getting started. So, get started now, learn on the job, and improve. Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good, good month. Like I said, the biggest thing here is taking control. And once you take control, you won't miss the boat. You won't miss the opportunities that are going to be coming your way. So yeah, your inner world is going to definitely have big outward effects. Okay, so that's all I have for you. As always, thanks for allowing me to read for you. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye. Welcome back, group 3. So if you pick this pile, we have a wonderful sort of quasi-conflicting energy for the month of July, and I love these kind of contradictory energies. Okay, so the base card here is the card of travel. And so as you can see, this is a waxing moon, which means it's actually on the pathway of growing to become the full moon. But there's enough light so we can kind of see the pathway. There is illumination available. And she's also got the stick ready to go on this like journey that she has thought of for a long time. And this is the first part or the first leg of that journey. So the month of July, it can take on a literal interpretation in which you can go on maybe a mini vacation, or maybe it is the month where you have actually planned a trip of some sort. That's excellent. If you haven't, it is the time, or it is opportune for you to take an inner journey. Examine some aspects of your life which are kind of maybe it's time for an expansion after you have been kind of grounded or or already built a certain foundation. Now, the Canis ruin here is also one. It's got a few meanings here, but oh, and I concealed the little star. I'll put it here so you can actually see the guiding light of the star. So the Canis ruin basically talks about stamina, strength, endurance. It can also be indicative of like a strong male influence in your life as well. So yeah, but generally this is a card that shows, it's a rune that highlights strength. And this is not one of those like big bursts of strength. It's like a slow burn, okay? Now, this particular card, the stone here, the archetypal energy, seems to run contra to this travel, because traveling encourages you to move ahead. But this stone energy, I mean, we all know what stones are, right? It takes them such a long time to grow, and it's always grounded and it seems immobile. So my guess is something that you've already planted, a particular seed that you have, basically you've already begun the process of growing. It is taking its time. And so during this particular growth phase, it is an opportunity for you to adapt mentally and spiritually to this process of growth. Hence, on the surface, they look like contradictory energies, but they're actually not. They're working together quite well. So a long-term goal or project that you have had in your mind, that you are making it manifest, okay? So basically this is squaring the circle. This is making that magnum opus, okay, that big masterpiece in life. During this time, it's going to take, you know, quite some time in order for any great work to be realized. Within these pockets of milestones, basically, it is good to refresh your mind, to get a new perspective so you can update, you can change or tweak some ideas. And I think this month of July is going to be about that, tweaking some aspects of a long-term commitment that you have. Okay, so now what we're going to do is see what the actual situation is for the month of July using tarot. Okay, so I need to get a significator now for group 3. Okay, please give me a significator for group 3, please. Oh, nice. What is this? Oh, beautiful. 10 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Now in which area, please? In which area? 10 of Wands. Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty. Basically, yes, this is as I thought, right? This is definitely something long-term. It is a very long-term relationship that you have had. So every long-term relationship goes through a point of stagnation, and there's nothing wrong with that, because just imagine if you could not stop the heart palpitations and the twinglies. I mean, you would just perish, because the human heart cannot sustain that level of excitement, to be frank. So there are like periods in which things are kind of, like just day-to-day flow. There's not much going on. So right now, you've hit that pocket where the relationship is basically mired in reality, and there is a lot of responsibility towards this relationship, because it's not like falling in love where things are effortless. You do have to put in effort, and you are basically looking for that renewal. Okay, so you want that new feeling again in an existing relationship, because at the moment it can feel a little bit, you feel maybe a little bit exhausted. Maybe you feel like the other side has more passion or has more like life to it, and the other side means the other person's life, or like just the scene from your window outside, because you can see this person openly is exhausted. But take a look at the big color disparity here. Here's where the vibrancy lies, and this is where the perspective lies, right? And then here is the in-between stage where you can see through the stained glass, and that creates more of a filter on what the other side is like. So what is on the other side, you don't know, because you're too exhausted. So there is a feeling currently that there is, you know, it's a relationship that is stable, and you want the new feeling, and hence there is an element of feeling, oh, it's heavy. It's a very, very heavy relationship. Okay, so now what we're going to do is look at the month of July and see what this inner world or outer world travel is going to bring towards the relationship. This reading has real life vibes written all over it. Many of us who are in long-term relationships can definitely understand what this energy is all about. Oh, there we go. And it is excited to come out and talk to us. Whoa. It has got so many things to say. Okay, now by the way, this deck doesn't actually do reversals, but I'm just going to keep them this way, okay, for the time being. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, can we see all that? Yes, we can. Okay. Now we've got... Okay, so we've got a page, which means we need to get some advice. Okay, dear Page of Wands, what would you like Group 3 to know? What would you like Group 3 to know? Okay, pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all of the possible outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. Okay. So, right now, you are feeling some sort of maybe anxiety. There is some sort of worry in the course of this particular relationship. This particular deck is quite unique. This Nine of Swords, like in a more traditional deck, would imply fear, but this little guy here actually is facing the fears upright. But this did come out in reverse, which means you are definitely worried, or there are concerns about this relationship and how it's going, what the current direction is. The feeling is that you're exhausted from fighting for it. So there has been previous attempts to try to correct things and basically to resolve the understanding or misunderstanding, and you have tried to tackle the problem, but now maybe it is getting a time it's reached that point where you kind of feel a little bit exhausted. And so you do want something new, and there is some sort of, you're waiting for this new kind of infectious energy to come into the relationship to basically throw you on like a new high in this existing relationship. So you're waiting for that next big wave to come and pick things up, but that hasn't really come about as yet, and which means now you're probably having a lot of different thoughts about what you should be doing. You have tried to make a new start of some sort, so you probably have pretty much laid your thoughts out. You have become bare in this relationship, and you have tried to turn over a new leaf, or you've tried to reconstruct this relationship in kind of like a new way, new paradigm for the way for things to further progress or develop. But this kind of maybe this particular feeling of wanting to keep this relationship in that certain existing format as well, because there is security in that. So this long-term relationship, it seems to be grounded in roles which are clearly demarcated, or there are duties which are kind of like already laid out, and everybody does what they're supposed to do. And so maybe there is this need to revitalize the order or the duties or the whatnots in the relationship, and that's already been started. That process of renegotiating the boundaries, the lines, the duties has already started. But once again, this month, maybe there's a patch that's been hit in which the existing roles are in fact quite comfortable. And so you're falling between the spectrum of wanting things to change, so things feel more exciting and feel sparkly, brand new again, but then there's the comfort of how things have already become, and there is some solace in that, like going home and we know, okay, so dinner's going to hit at this time, and then Tuesday I'm going to eat this, and we're going to watch this. There is that, that comfort in regularity. And so that's why this particular advice to pause and think about what it is that you plan to do before actually doing something is maybe worth heeding. Now, my initial interpretation without looking at the tarot is about taking that inner journey and this being the slow burn. However, now that this tarot thing has come out and this kind of caution card has come out, it makes me kind of think, especially these days, because it's just a common phenomenon now. So everyone's doing the online thing. I'm wondering if for some of you, you might be contemplating leaving an existing relationship for somebody new who maybe is not living near you or not within the vicinity, or basically someone new that requires you to, one, either physically go and see them in a different state or different country or different province, whatever your country structure is, or it can mean like taking a break from this existing relationship and then trying this, because this can also mean a male figure, and it's a male figure that is giving a gift of some sort. So maybe this person is actually purchasing a ticket for you to come over to see them. Yeah, there is this message here to consider what you are doing or what you contemplate doing in the month of July before moving forward. So in these kind of situations, it's hard to be, because I don't know you personally, so it's hard to be a judge. But these situations, it's all still part of a life experience. Whatever option you take, you would always be doing something, considering from that point in time. You always exercise in your mind anyway the best option that you think is available to you. And so whatever it is that you choose to do, of course, is just going to end up being clocked as part of your life journey. But the spiritual advice here is to maybe pause a little bit and think about things through, whether you really do want to instigate a new relationship versus working more on the current one and trying to salvage something. Yeah, but because the first 3 cards here, all coming up in reverse, generally does have a certain energy or push towards it. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of our deck. Yeah, so it's a Judgment card. Yeah, you do have to make a decision. You are walking into this void, this unknown, because the door is opened. It's like kind of like a vortex, kind of inviting energy, isn't it? There's a temptation to walk through and just to see how things go. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit more, actually. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Wait, let me use this, because these cards generally, Kippers are generally more people-based. So let's see if we can get anything from our little Kippers. This is actually quite interesting, isn't it? Okay, dear Kipper, what can we see from this? What can you tell us about this situation, please? What can you tell us about this situation? Oops. Oh, okay. Oh, because I'm putting cards on top of cards. Can we see this? Yes, can I fit a little bit more? Oops, can you see this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, relationships okay here. Yeah. Yeah, basically, okay, the main person. So, I mean, just on statistics alone, mainly female viewers. So here you are. And this current situation, what used to be a loving relationship, has hit a rough pocket of some sort. And so you are definitely trying to manifest a change of some sort. And because what has been the grounding energy for quite some time here is that it is a very kind of good relationship. It is a harmonious relationship. That is the base of this particular connection. But recently, there has been kind of like a challenging episode. You've hit kind of like a kind of hard pocket, resistance. And so definitely there is a change in the way that you are dealing with this relationship. Or the way this card could literally mean working too much and then not having enough time, or it can mean that you are putting in a lot of effort here, and but the results are not as forthcoming as you wanted them, or once upon a time what they actually were. Just the advice still stands. Whatever it is that you are thinking of doing, whatever move you do plan to make, maybe look back at the history that has already been built and be really sure about this next move that you are planning to make, this next journey that you want to take. So for the month of July, it looks like it's kind of like an emotional one in the realms of relationships and partnerships. All right, so that's what I have for you. Best of luck, and take care, and I hope to see you again next month.